Hey guys, so before we get started, as always, if you have not, take a few seconds, gather yourself, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you like, and always, meet me in the comments. I love to have those conversations, hear different perspectives. So, don't forget to do that. But let's go ahead and get into this latest episode of Love Island. So I really like the guys. They're some little smart little cookies. They're smart. I thought it was an excellent move to pick Chaz for the hideaway in Casa Amor. They could have picked Jeff and Tiger Lily, which still wouldn't have been a bad choice, or they could have picked Jared. So it's two things here. So one, I think not Sydney Lord, Isaiah, Timmy, and Jessie, who are probably like having the stronger couples, for them, that was excellent because it takes pressure and it takes, I wasn't in the hideaway. You don't have to have those conversations. It's already obviously, which we're going to get to, it's going to be some conversations needed, but that won't be one of them. So by picking Chaz, that alleviates some of that. And I'm assuming if the guys have been talking to Chaz, because the vibe before the hideaway that I was getting with him and Gabby was that he was about to be friend zoned. And then she didn't necessarily say it because again, still a game. So I'm sure she wants to go in with somebody. But it was kind of like, oh, you're cute. Okay. But when she came out the hideaway, I don't know whatever happened in that hideaway. She seemed to have a little difference of opinion. She seemed a little bit more chipper. So, I think that was a good move for the guys, for them personally. And I think it worked out for Chaz. So, so he can be a little bit more confident going back to the villa. So, but in saying that, again, we alleviated some pressure, but Phoebe is definitely putting her foot in Isaiah's neck. She is not letting up. And Isaiah is not trying to help her off, okay? Isaiah it looks like he's giving in to a lot of it. They did share a bed, him and Phoebe, and they kissed, and which again, you will explore, and that's fine. And he did later on say that, I'm gonna choose you, like kind of something to that effect, whichever that has her thinking that, she's coming over to the villa. Now, I got to see it to believe it. I know sometimes with guys, girls, we get put in situations, and especially on Love Island, where you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Someone's constantly at, you're there, you can get caught up in the moment, and then you misspeak and say the wrong thing. Now, should you put a little bit more thought into what you say? Of course, yes. Will that be a conversation him and Sydney have? Yes. But I don't know. I mean, it would make good TV if Phoebe comes over and he picks her. But I don't know. Now, well, I don't know. I guess I'm like, sometimes somebody will throw like a loophole and pick somebody. But I don't know. I don't see Isaiah sending Sydney over. I just don't. So, but we shall see what happens. Not for him. I think it would behoove him to not pick Phoebe and go ahead and go over to Sydney. Still gonna be some conversations had. But you know what? In good Love Island fun, go ahead and pick Phoebe and see what happens. Even though I really like, I told you it's the crazy passion of Sydney and Isaiah that I really like. So let's move on to Miss Courtney. Miss Courtney, we got a storyline. Well, before, let me pause, because last night I put out my APB for Jared. I found him. I don't know what I found. I thought granted, he's a good specimen of men to look at, but I still want more. I'm still not feeling it. I think it's a girl's name, Chesney. Like, y'all got it, because my notes were on my phone that it's dead. For whatever reason, it's not charging, but we'll get to that later, okay? But I don't know, like, it just seemed like they're trying, and they said that, like, I guess after they shared a bed together, she said that was passionate. He said he hadn't been with a woman in a little while, so maybe that's why he was, like, so touchy-feely. But she said she liked it. So I don't know. Again, we hadn't seen him in a little time, it felt like, so we'll give him a day or two to kind of maybe see a little bit more and see if that relationship is something, because right now, it's easy for him to get lost in the background. So, but let's move on to Miss Courtney, y'all. And we didn't see Jeff and Tiger Lily really yesterday. So those guys were kind of on reserve. They're on standby, and we'll kind of see what happens there, because we got bigger things happening. So we saw Miss Courtney, and Miss Courtney has decided that Jordan is not the guy. I didn't think he was the guy either. But I don't know if Chad's the guy. But in this villa, Chad seems to be the guy. And she has made this decision. She pulls him to the side. She's talking and it's going good. She decides that, you know, look, I want to share a bed with you. And he seems very receptive. And it seems like they have a really good rapport. So I like it. Miss Cat, it seems to have her eye on Chad. And she is like, no, Miss Honey, I'm going to pull him. Which I was like, you gonna pull him while I'm talking to him? Is that what we're doing? So she comes up, Cat comes up. And I told y'all, because I said I thought she was a snake, a fox, or whatever, something sly and sneaky. And I was so glad to hear the girls thought so too, because sometimes we don't get on the outside things, you know. But okay, so I digress. Let's continue. She comes and she pulls Chad as Courtney's talking to him. And, you know, do you mind? And Chad is so, he is just hilarious. Oh, y'all want to talk? No, fool. She wants to talk to you, Chad. But, you know, and so now me personally, you know, hold on, let me not say me. Some people are reactionary. And it's Courtney handled that really well. Like, you know, because I've seen sometimes on Love Island where, like, you know, we're not done. And Courtney didn't, she played it so cute. She didn't do the, you know, I'm not done talking. Yeah, you want to talk? Yeah, okay. And she still, like, left her little print when she kissed him before she left. Like, you can talk to him, but he's gonna remember. Like, you know, this. And so I was like, okay, that Courtney, that was cute. She handled that really classy and well. And Kat, she, after kissing him, straddling him, all those things, which seemed okay in that moment to her. Like, he's a guy, he's open to whatever, you know, because he's not committed to anybody just yet. But he's open to it, and, or, well, I mean, also she hops on him, so what can you do? But Kat does that, and later on after seeing, which I think she knew was going to happen anyway, Courtney and Chad sharing a bed together, she tells Naja, oh, I kissed him and I felt nothing. Girl, what you didn't feel was them feelings when you looked over and probably saw Courtney and Chad together. And it's not even like anything like personal towards Kat. Maybe it is. But it's a few of the girls, and I told y'all before about Naja. Naja, I don't think she had really ever experienced rejection. Some of these girls, because you're really young, or, you know, like you come from where you come from, and in that circle, you may be it. But when you come with a whole bunch of it factor girls, and, you know, and just given the situations, because some people are already with people, it's just, you know, an interesting situation to be thrown into. I don't know that she handles the rejection well, or the possibility of rejection. But it's so interesting, especially after you friend zone people and kind of do what you want to do, when you're not getting the same, like, the reception back, or somebody kind of hyping you up. It doesn't feel good, does it? But, you know, I do think it's hard on people's mental health, so I don't know. It's tough, but we're watching it, so I'm hoping that they got the resources. But anyway, we'll continue. So Deb seems to be feeling Kyle, and I think she says she's confused. I don't really think she's confused. I think she wants Jessie still. I mean, maybe like on some level, because when somebody is doing the things that you want them to do, and I like Kyle, but I still don't think I like him for Deb, but I don't know who else he would be with. He is saying the right things. And of course, you do have an advantage when you've gotten to see some of the, you know, you've been able to watch and kind of figure out how people are, what they like. And even though, you know, Deb has talked to Jessie and expressed what her love language is and what's really important to her, I don't know that sometimes, you know, it can be hard. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying sometimes when you're in it versus when you're on the outside looking in, it's like, okay, well, I can take all these notes and steps and come in and be exactly what she wants. So it kind of puts you at a disadvantage. And also, I don't know, some people, like I've seen online, some people seem to suggest that Jessie might not have a whole lot of experience with women. And I mean, this could be, could not be, I don't know. But if that's the case, then obviously, you know, sometimes how you move might be a little bit slower. And I say that because I know Felipe in his After the Island interview, he said he had only been like with 3 girls. So some of these guys are not sluts or just, you know, even just, or even they could be sluts, but they're not in committed things where they really know how to treat a woman. And some people who might not even be in a committed relationship, because I don't know how committed Jeff has necessarily been. He might be I'm just saying, I don't know. He could be a very great boyfriend and committed, but you know, sometimes some people are like old school kind of, you know, you didn't be old school, but you kind of like player pimps, kind of whatever. So they know the right things to say and do to make you feel good. But that don't necessarily mean they're going to act good, but they know how to make you feel good. So, you know, I don't know. That's interesting. And also, I guess the kind of sidebar, Bria was so I don't know if this also plays a part in Deb's decision making, kind of as she's moving, because they haven't said too much about it. But she did say that it was really just an attraction that you could feel between Jessie and Serenity. Now, whether Serenity stayed or not, I don't know that it would have made a difference, because I don't think that Serenity would do that to Deb, but I could see how it could make you uneasy. And of course, we saw the kissing and the challenges and those kind of things. So that could make her, well, obviously it did make her feel uncomfortable. But what I will say also, like some people, it can not even be like romantic or like this. Some people, like, because I have a guy friend who, like, I'm really, really close to, but I have never liked or, well, I mean, granted, let me pause, break. Now, the relationship had to change when I got married, but there was just like, our friendship was so good, but it was never anything like romantic, sexual, nothing, like never kissed anything. And like, that was my best friend, but people would always go like, y'all's attraction. And I'm just like, you know, like, but so it happens. Now, granted, when he got a girlfriend, it got really serious. Like, you know, as we got older, while I didn't like it, I did take the back seat because he deserved his shot. And if it was me who was, you know, so it's kind of, not to get into my little thing, but, you know, I understood it. So sometimes people can have that attraction and it can make other people feel uncomfortable. Again, we don't get to see everything, so kind of sucks, but maybe that also is playing kind of in the back of Deb's mind. Which I find so interesting, because as we see Jessie kind of sitting alone in the villa, like, in Casa Amor, he is really being on his best behavior. He may be being too good. I don't know. He is not doing anything. And y'all can let me know, because I swear in one of the things, I swear I saw him in the back, like stroking one of Deb's tracks. I was like, is he playing with Deb's track? Is that a track? So I don't know. But I'm still rooting for Deb and Jessie. Like, I still got them. And let me just, because I told you I ramble sometimes, but I wanted to, because while I brought up Bria, I always like to be fair, because, you know, like a lot was said about Bria. And I mean, I did not like some of her behavior in the villa. And I also did not like how the girls treated her in the villa also, you know, so I think that also plays a part. But the Bria that I saw in After the Island, if we got a chance to see that Bria, then I think we would have a totally different game here. She came across so sweet, so nice, and it just kind of pisses me off, because it sent us back into the place like where guys are running the show, like, because her little affection or whatever for Timmy, her and Zeta, it did not bring out the best in both of them. Yet, you know, he's just kind of paddling around, like, you know, but both of them seem like lovely ladies. So I just was, you know, a little bit disappointed that, you know, being caught up in a guy got her kind of kicked off the show. Because had she been able to show the person that I saw in After the Island, then I think that that person would have been able to be friends with other girls in the villa. And she said, honestly, coincidentally, the only person she said that was really who treated her kind, I guess, and really made an effort was Serenity. So all those things, you know, just I thought were really interesting, and I want to drop that nugget, because like I said, if I feel like I'm wrong, if I say something about somebody, if I see something different, I'm always going to come back and correct it, because that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. So so check out the interview if you haven't, because I thought it was really cute. Now, I think the interviewees or the interviewers could do, sometimes there are questions. I feel like there could be more, but Bria was cute. So I like that. But anyway, so Deb and Jessie, I still got them going. I really liked them. I think this was a great experience for her, because he did have his opportunity to do what he did and kind of explore and kind of realize, okay, Deb, whether it's for the game, okay, but he realized that Deb was his person, and I hope that she realizes Jessie's her person. And I don't know, and there might be something, you know, for Kyle, like, but if not, like I said, I can't be horribly angry at Deb for choosing Kyle because he is checking off all the boxes. I'm trying to think, is there anything, nothing really else, because like I said, we're still building up to this Casa Amor reveal on who's picking who, because the other guys are kind of still in the background. Trey, who's come in to the villa, is one of the Casa Amor boys. He doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me. And then you have Naja and Nick. I am still not buying what Naja's selling. I guess she feels the need to pick somebody. And Nick, she says, is the guy who just the first guy she felt a connection with. But I feel like she said a couple of things about these connections. But I digress. Whatever. We shall see. The big thing is we're going to see if Isaiah is going to stick to his word with Miss Phoebe or what he was alluding to. Because sometimes guys, he said, no, I really didn't say that. Like, you know, but you said it without saying it. Okay. So let's see if he sticks to that. I personally still have him picking Sydney. I have Deb picking Jessie. Obviously, Zeta and Timmy. I hope that Jeff goes through with Tiger Lily. And, you know, and the rest, Chaz and Gabby, you know, because you want to have somebody, right? And that's what I got. Kat, I don't know. She's in a pickle. She better go try to talk to Jordan, Trey, somebody. But let's see where it takes us. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I can't wait to talk to y'all later tonight. We're going to talk about it. Meet me in the comments. Subscribe. And I'll talk to you later.